So I was in very deep meditation one time, contemplating what the ideal society would be. And sometimes you have random memories of past things you have read that show up in your meditations. Uh, in this case, it was Terence McKenna's The Archaic Revival. Now, some of the Zoroastrians listening to this may think archaic. Well, that's anti-Zoroastrian. But hold on a second. Context is everything. So it's not just a word, it's the context that a word is used in. So, looking at the Archaic Revival, I remember Terence McKenna said something very profound, which he was saying, I don't want to turn back the clock and go back to the past, but more take the best parts of the past and bring it today. And this was bringing other sorts of realizations to mind in terms of past, present, and future, and how the utilization of past, present, and future could lead to an ideal society, or at least it would be a constant progression towards the ideal society. So let us take into account that not everything in the past was worse than what was in the present. Take, for instance, jackets that were not made on an assembly line, that were made by people that lived in tribal villages in cold places, like the jackets of the Sami people, which they Sami still exist, but they've retained a lot of old customs, like the jackets of the Sami people, which are handmade and done more in the old-fashioned way. They last longer, and they keep you warmer than a factory-made jacket that was made on an assembly line. So there are some things that were better in the past. And perhaps the ideal society would be using the best parts of the past with the best parts of the present and retaining the best, and basically also having the best parts of the future. And I'm going to get to that later because there's going to be a lot of misunderstanding on this, because I'm not talking about relying on predictions of the future. That's just hocus pocus garbage. Predictions of the future, it's not that people don't predict the future, but every prediction of the future is a maybe. So it's not set in stone. The future hasn't happened yet, so I'm a different context, but I'll get to that later. So we could retain the best parts of hunter-gatherer societies, but still have it in a modern day and age. Like, generally, hunter-gatherers, not all hunter-gatherer groups, but a majority are fairly egalitarian. We could bring that to today. And we could have some of the modern conveniences like this camera, which I'm talking online right here, broadcasting to the rest of the world. Great communication, great way to bring people together. So keeping the best parts of the present while maintaining the best parts of the future. Now I'm going to get to this right now. And where would the future be? Where is the one place the future could exist right here and now? In the imagination. So the best parts of the future that would be today would be in our creativity, on what we envision the future to be, and how we create art on how we want our future to be. And there's something very powerful about how art could hit the psyche on a collective level that could radically transform things, probably more powerful than an armed revolution. There's a reason why in certain countries in South America art is outlawed, or certain forms of art are outlawed. And it's because art has been known to inspire some of the greatest resistances to corruption. But art has also been known to inspire some of the greatest innovations. So let us take a moment of silence to contemplate time, past, present, and future. Radiant peace and happiness, and Ushta Ve.